The way you and my dad had this idea of how we would be brought up was obviously different because everybody thinks differently when it comes in terms to parenting.
Right.
And I think it was definitely hard, but even when there was stuff like that, like the small arguments or disagreements, you guys were best friends again in an hour.
Yeah. We've learned, and that's how I get along with your dad too. I guess I'll let the secret out. Say what you want. Just get out and you're okay in 10 minutes.
How have I surprised you with my approach to parenting?
Wow. I think that there's you can be no further away from understanding something than you are from understanding parenthood until you become a parent. It's just that simple. And I feel like I remember all of the things that we said, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and this is clearly going to be the way that we're going to do this.
The mighty have fallen.
We are not going to do this that way, and this will be the way that we do that. And I think it falls on both of our shoulders, but I certainly look to you for a lot of guidance around your intuition as a mother, because I believe it's in your DNA, and I've watched you do it. I watched you do it with child birthing, I watched you do it with child rearing, and we have an amazing daughter. And so I guess one of the biggest surprises is just how differently we're doing things versus what we said we were going to do when we were in that place of completely having no idea what it was going to be like to have a kid.
What's the hardest thing about being my mother that I may not realize?
Trying to parent as a mom and a dad. Even though being successful as a single mom, there are things that one would think that a woman can't teach a man. But I really try to encompass, because I had a dad, even though I'm a girl, but from other friends, male friends that were fathers, like what they were teaching their sons or what I knew about them that I needed to be telling you about, like understanding that one day you're gonna go boing, and what's gonna happen, how do you explain that when you're a woman and you're a little boy, or how to handle a girl on a date, where it would be a guy conversation versus me telling you, no, you're supposed to open the door for her, or things like that. But that's a challenge.
What is one experience you wish I never had?
Oh, that one's easy.
Really?
When you were going into labor and when I was born, and because we had this conversation and you said that you felt like I wasn't really there, there for you as much as I guess could have been.
Yeah, but you also didn't know. I mean, it was both of our first child.
Yeah, I know, but
I didn't even know.
So for me, that would be one thing that I would try to, if I could go back and to improve. I'm not a woman, so I don't really know exactly what you were going through, but I know that there's things that I could have done better to make that process a lot smoother.
That's nice. I appreciate you saying that.
But I mean, at least now I know for like the second child, like I guess I have an idea of what I'm supposed to do and how to make that time easier for you.
What is the biggest sacrifice you have made I haven't acknowledged?
I want to say motherhood. I feel like that's the only thing I can think of.
Fresh.
Yeah, because I'm like, if this happened again, I'm not gonna do nothing because I feel like it's your turn. I'm not doing nothing. You better go grow a breast because you're gonna breastfeed too, because I'm not doing anything for the next child if it happens. That's just how I feel. But I guess if I was to explain why, I think that because motherhood is like, I guess it's more natural, or parenting I should say, because motherhood is like one. I think it's more natural for the woman to do it. But it's just a lot, from the changes in your body to the weight gain to, you know, the hormone imbalance. And then, you know, getting used to a newborn. It's been really hard. A lot of that stuff. I know that I'm hard on myself too, but that's definitely something that I'm like, oh no, like I feel like sometimes I feel alone in that, you know? But I know I'm not alone, but it doesn't stop the feeling of it. It doesn't stop feeling like resentful sometimes or angry.
What are you hesitant to ask me? You ask me a lot. You share a lot. But there's got to be something. Something came to mind. Yeah.
What was your first time like?
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I can see why you're hesitant to ask that. Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to answer that. Well, wow. So I feel like that is a question that, like, we're gone away somewhere special for the weekend, just you and I. And then we're like sipping on your favorite tea, your raspberry zinger tea, hot tea, and we're like have this room with the beach. Of course, we need the beach somewhere. Like we go to Barbados or Bahamas, and we're away, and then we have just our time. So you can ask me then when we go, okay? Yeah, but now I know what it is. Yeah, cool.
What do you find most beautiful about my love?
That it's completely judgment-free, and that when you love people, you love with your whole heart. And when you love somebody, I've witnessed firsthand, not only with me, but with your kids and with my dad and with my brother, that when you love somebody, that you do love them with everything you have in you, and you will go to any extent to make sure that the people that you love feel held and feel comfortable around you, which I think is really important. I think there's a lot of parents out there that completely miss that mark, and they don't have any care about the way that the people in their lives look at them. And I feel like you've always, with me and my brother and with all your kids and my dad and my mom, made sure that we knew that you loved us more than anything, and that even if you were tough on us sometimes, or if you were hurting and you weren't exactly sure how to deal with it, that it didn't rub off on us. I think that it's beautiful that when you love people, you love them completely and you don't judge them. And if you do, you're not mean about it. I want you to tell me if I'm being an idiot, and you do, which I appreciate.
I don't think you're an idiot.
When do you feel closest to me?
I think I always feel close to you, but I feel like right now is going to be a different experience, a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to become a mother. So it's like I'm helping you, I guess, in a way, and you're going to experience similar things I've experienced and gone through when being pregnant. And it's something you're going to understand now. Because I can tell you how it is all I want, but now you're going to be physically going through it. So, yeah.
I feel closest to you. I think for like a long period, we didn't really like open up to each other, you know? But I feel like before that and after that, like especially recently, like you tell me things where it's like, I don't see you as just my mom, this like invincible person, you know, but I see you as like, okay, this is somebody who has emotions and feelings and is still like learning things. So I would say right now I feel closest to you.
Okay.